Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, let's go. Kevin here, top 1 financial advisor and best-selling author. We are here to talk about the stock market. Last night, Netflix ran into some issues and it could cost them several $billions down the line. So we need to go ahead and discuss what happened at Netflix. Could this be a time to buy? And what is going on with the business behind the stock? So let's go ahead and get started. If you are on the internet at any point yesterday, then you probably heard about Netflix's buffering issues that they had with their first live streaming event. Now, anybody who knows Netflix, you know they started off as a DVD mailing company and then they became a digital streaming company. However, everything they had on Netflix up until this point, up until last night, was all basically pre-recorded. They will put out a season or put out episodes one by one, but you never got to watch anything live. It's not like YouTube TV, it's not like Hulu or anything that's happening on TV right now that you can go to Netflix. Netflix is already pre-recorded and they just ship everything out one by one or season by season. Well, last night they said we're going to unveil a new capability of ours and we're going to live stream, I guess it's a season finale or something of Love is Blind. Clearly not my type of show. I didn't watch it. I don't know anything about it. But here's the thing. You had people waiting 20 to 30 minutes for this event to get on and popping. And in fact, it was so bad that Blockbuster, of all companies, Blockbuster had something to say about it. Now, if you ask me, and some people did ask me last night, how far did I think Netflix was going to fall? This is why you don't see me put this type of stuff out on social media. It is a fool's game to guess how far a stock is going to rise or fall, especially over a 24-hour span. But Netflix shares did drop about 2%. Now, here's what we need to figure out. Is this a buying opportunity? Does this mean anything for Netflix seriously down the line, or is this just a bump in the road? For context, Netflix is up like 44% in the last 6 months, which is incredible. However, they are still down about 5% over the last year. So momentum is a little bit shaky. Here's what really stood out to me though. Well, really, two things when you really think about it. When I look at free cash flow, this is the actual money that Netflix has. What did they actually bring in? Because if you look at something like net income, which we talk about all the time, that's the money you got after you pay all the bills. All that's fine, except that is technically accounting profit. I've said this before that you can account for things that don't really happen in real life, like depreciation, right? That is an expense that can make you look profitable, when in reality, just because your building or your vehicle or your equipment is a year or two older, you don't really lose any money. You didn't pay anything. However, it can show up on your income statements and make you look more profitable than you actually are. But free cash flow is the real dollars and cents that you brought in. And 7 out of the last 10 years, it has been negative at Netflix. Yeah, you got the pandemic year. That's only 1 year though. 7 out of the last 10 years. That's 70% of the time, Netflix is not bringing in enough money through the door. This is one reason why they've looked at commercials. Another reason why they've raised interest rates, which have gone up, but they've raised the subscription costs. What else have they done? They've gone to merchandise. They're trying to go into gaming. They are reaching out to do other things to improve their finances. And to a degree, for the investor, the last 6 months, it has worked. But over the long term, hasn't necessarily panned out really since the pandemic, if you ask me. Things have been a little shaky. Year before last, or really the first half of last year, had been terrible for Netflix, and then things started to turn around. We'll see where they go here in the future, but here is my main concern. There's one missing area for Netflix, and that was live streaming. Because other competitors, again, Hulu, ESPN for that matter, Disney Plus, slightly to a degree, but especially those like YouTube TV and Hulu's, Roku is another one, Apple TV Plus as well. All those have live streaming components where I can watch a live soccer match, I can watch a college football game, I can watch the NBA finals, because that is where the real money is. You know, just like the Super Bowl, companies rather, pay billions of dollars to show up for 20 seconds, for 30 seconds, or even for a full 90-second spot. Netflix is missing out on all of that. And for the first time, they said, look, we had the ability to stream something live, and it failed miserably. I can't remember any time where a major company has streamed something live and there has been a 20 to 30 minute delay, especially for a company who has been doing streaming for the better part of a decade and a half now. This ain't new. This is not the first time that a live streaming event has ever happened. People have done this for years now. Hulu has been doing this, right? I can go on and on and on for all the other companies that have done this before without a hitch. And this is an issue. So if let's say I'm the NFL, right? I've signed on with a deal with Amazon, right? If I am MLS soccer or whoever, I'm not a soccer person, but they signed a deal not too long ago with Apple. We know the NBA finals and they're partnering with YouTube. With all this stuff happening, who is going to trust Netflix at this point? Because if I'm the NFL, imagine if that was the Super Bowl. Imagine if that was an NFL playoff game or just a regular Monday night game or a Sunday night game and people could not get to their content for 20 to 30 minutes because of there was some buffering issue. That is not good. And that really puts a lot of whatever the opposite of confidence is, fear, doubt. You put fear and doubt in the hands of potential consumers who really could fix your cash flow problem. That could really fix your profitability problem. And I don't know what that carousel is going to be like, because put yourself in the shoes of the NFL, NBA, whomever else. Are you really going to trust Netflix to stream anything live at this point moving forward? The answer is probably no. You haven't been doing it anyway, but you're definitely less likely to do it now. Other side of this, right? Aside from all that, I still don't know if Netflix has a profitable answer to increasing competition. Yeah, they've had a lot of great shows. Night Agent, if you haven't seen that, that was an excellent show. They've got a lot of decent to very good shows. Stranger Things did incredibly well. But again, they were late on merchandise. I don't even know where the gaming division is. Have you heard about it? What are they doing right now, right? So we'll see like how these things play out. The other thing here, and we're really going to find out a lot of these answers tomorrow, because tomorrow they announce earnings, and that would be the time where I would expect this stock to move significantly, either positive or negative. Again, it's a fool's game to guess what it's going to do tomorrow, but that is what I'm really paying attention to. How well will the stock perform tomorrow? But more importantly, how well are their finances doing, especially over this last quarter? We need to know, are they going to try and move more into streaming? What actually happened yesterday, and do they have any ways to compensate for that and fix that? And what are their plans for the future in this new landscape? These are the questions I would have to have. If you're asking me whether I would put my money in Netflix, that answer is no. That doesn't mean that you can't make money on it. Okay, just because I don't like it and I don't believe in the company doesn't mean that you should, could, or, you may or may not have made a good decision. Ain't got nothing to do with me, in my opinion. So, personally, I'm not investing in Netflix. I don't plan on investing in Netflix. I think my wife was the only shareholder of Netflix, and she had it for several years, and she let go of it last year due to how it was performing. And we'll see where it goes from here. We also still know, yeah, that 45% gain in the last 6 months, that was helpful, but that still doesn't mean that you broke even. That's not how the math works. So if you lose 70% and you gain 40, you have not broken even, not even close yet. So that is still something that you do want to consider yourself with. I even did a deep dive analysis on it just to kind of see like what price Netflix would be valuable at, and it came in at negative. That is not good. It's not to say the company is worthless, but based on the assumptions and things that I was putting in, I could not find a good price to even consider buying a company. Because again, if you're losing money 70% of the time, right, it's kind of hard to justify buying that, especially when I expect the environment to get even more convoluted. I don't expect the streaming wars to just say, hey, look, we're just going to leave and let Netflix win. That's just not how the economy works, and it's definitely not how streaming has worked in the last 5 to 6 years. All right, so those are my thoughts on Netflix. Before we go, 2 announcements. Obviously, I'm back, but also book club. We start next week. Next week, I think it's the 28th. Yeah, I'm doing some math here in my mind as I'm looking at my calendar. So yeah, that's next Fridays when we start. We'll discuss chapters 1 through 4 of The Intelligent Investor. So make sure that you pick it up if you haven't already. I think we got 9, almost 10 people already signed up. That link will be in the description below. Number 2, don't forget to vote for the MAIA Best Financial Influencer Award. If you haven't already, that link is also below. We trying to win more trophies. I'm assuming you get a trophy. I don't know. It's the first time that I've been nominated for it. But if you haven't already, go ahead and vote. The easiest way to do it, it's not the best user-friendly site. It's just go and if you have a Google account, just hit that and it'll sign you in, and just scroll up, hit my name, and that's it. That's all you got to do. Last thing here is I'm talking and forgetting what this last thing was. Members only. So what I did yesterday, we posted a video over the weekend on what we call discounted cash flow analysis. That's a technical term. Basically, I've done the math and given you a tool where you can find out exactly how much you should be paying for a stock based on a certain setting. So you can go through and check that out. That's what I use when I said that I found a negative price for Netflix. Go through using and see if you got the same answer I did, because it wasn't good for Netflix. But the value of it is you can start to evaluate companies in a different sense and start to see from a dollars and cents perspective, how much is this company worth today, and say with a better degree of certainty whether something is overvalued or undervalued. So let me know what you think. Is in the members only right now. It is a valuable tool and it's free for those who are already inside the members only. Okay. All right. That is all of our announcements today. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye.